So this is the market summary for Friday the 3rd of February. Now let's just look what happened with the market. So overnight, after the market closed, we had Amazon, Apple, and Google, Alphabet report earnings. I think pretty much all of their earnings did not come in as expected. Let's just have a look. So we've had, so let's say Apple. Let's just see if it's on the chart. Yeah, so with Apple, the earnings come in less than expected. Also, we had Amazon. Well, we did beat, we did have a surprise to the upside on Amazon on revenue, and Google should be on here. Let's just have a look on the watch list. I don't actually have Google here on the watch list, but Google, I believe they missed as well on their earnings. Well, Alphabet, and let's have a look. Again, they missed on both sides in terms of earnings and revenue. So we did have that kind of bearish overhang on the market, but we did also have what's most important in a way is we did have the NFP, which is your non-farm payrolls. I think they were expecting around 218. I'm just going to double check that just to be sure. Non-farm payrolls for February, the forecast was 185. Previous was 260k. It came in at 517k, so that's a very big beat. And also we had ISM. The forecast was for 50.4, and what we had was a beat of 55.2. The NFP came in at about 3 p.m, so just about here. This candle with the wick to the downside, strong bullish close, and this candle over here is pretty much your NFP candle, a very big beat to the downside. So what we did see on the NFP is, so we've had our opening range here, prices in range, broke below, broke back inside of the range, retested the mid point of yesterday before the number came out, and we saw this selling to the downside. Now we didn't close below yesterday's low. What we did see was we saw these wicks as prices came in to test that level. So as prices came in to test yesterday's lows, as indicated by the red circles here, we saw these wicks suggesting buying was coming into the market here on ES. Didn't actually see a close below, and from there we've had the move to the upside here, all the way up until the previous day's close. Now let's just have a look at the first trade I actually took. Let's get these arrows off the charts to clean up a little bit. Now I did see this move to the upside, and I've had this consolidation here. I thought what we'd be doing is making a bit of a bull flag, but instead we had a pull back, came down towards the midpoint, held the midpoint here, broke back above the 60-minute opening range high here, closed above it, and so after we closed above it, we've had the follow through, we've closed above the previous highs here. I decided to go long. I was expecting us to break out above the highs after the move to the upside and pull back, and I was looking for prices head towards the previous day's highs. Didn't see that. Instead, I've got in, prices pulled back, we've had a follow through to the downside, and my trail stop was hit. I in fact lost minus 9.75 points here on ES on this pullback away from the previous day's close. Fairly strong close to the downside, closing below the midpoint, all the way down, pulled back a little bit from the lows. So I had to wait. What I was looking at is this area that we've just mentioned to the downside, in around this area here, where we have seen the wicks and the buying come into the market. And what I was looking for is to see if any buyers would step into the market. So I went long. Now, TradingView was having some difficulties, so I pressed the buy button, and I wasn't filled, so I pressed the buy button again. Before you know it, I'm in 2 contracts. So after realizing that, just like before, this challenge is based on a single contract of ES, so I had to get back out of the contract. Lost half a point. That moved my average to about 43.50. Did hit the target I was looking for here on ES to the upside. So we did hit the target. That's around 54.75. So we've had the 2 buys. First sell, which was a loss because we were in 2 contracts instead of 1, and the other contract we took out at our profit target for 11.25 points. Now we've had prices heading back to the downside here later in the day. The reason I took this short trade here, we've had the move from the area where we saw buying previously in and around the previous day's lows. We've had prices head to the upside, but we've also seen selling, seen lower highs here on the 15-minute candles here. So we are seeing lower highs, market moving to the downside in towards the previous day's low. We've had a test pull back. We couldn't quite see the follow through to the upside, so saw this wick here. I thought, well, if we retrace back upwards, I didn't think we'd get towards these opens over here to your left. I didn't think we'd get as high as that, so I got in around that 51 because I didn't anticipate us retesting the highs. Got in around 51 for a short. The goal was to take it all the way down towards the lows of the previous days to retest these lows that were formed here. As prices went down to about 42, I decided that just below 43, I decided I'm going to trail down from 51 all the way down to where the candle opened around 48. That's what I did. Before this candle could close, it retraced and hit my stop, which was trail down, before continuing to sell to the downside and retesting the 42 for pulling back at the close. And that was pretty much it for today. Now, the second entry we're seeing here is after my first trade was closed. Again, I was having more issues with TradingView, so I wasn't planning to take any more trades. Before I know it, somehow TradingView has entered me into another short position, and that was the position around that 47.75. So imagine had the sell order. For some reason, TradingView had an order in and around where I previously exited my short position around 48. So it's had me in for a sell. So where I bought at 48, he had me in for a sell. When I looked at my account, I saw that there was a trade open, so I quickly closed it. Even though we did gain a tick with the commissions, it does work out to be a somewhat negative trade, as commissions for buy and sell is about $20, and with one ticket that's $12.50. So overall, across all the trades, we've made 4.5 points today, but as you can see, there's a lot more executions than I'd like. A couple of them are a result of TradingView locking up or freezing or putting in orders that I did not want. So there are a couple more trades than I'd like. I think it's 5 trades altogether here. Yeah, it's 5 trades altogether, so it's about $100 in commission. So we did give back a little bit off the top here on our trading today. It's a positive day, 4.5 points, but with the high commissions due to the churn in the account, I think it works out just over $100 or so. So we'll show the account and account history. So in the account history, there's the most recent trade is that trader took out for 1 tick after being hinted into another short position here. The previous trade where trailed to the candle open was taken out for 3.25, and mentioned before, this was the 562, was 11.25 points. Previous TradingView lockup error that was taken out for half a point, and that was the fairly big loss at minus 9.75 points that was taken in the morning, which was trade number 1, just a bit less than 10 points at 9.75 points. And for transparency, I will go down, so just to make sure it counts. As you can see, it's still the same trades, still the same executions. I won't go all the way to the end because I can imagine if you've watched these videos before, you've already seen it goes all the way down to about the 4th of Jan. And with that said, thanks for watching.